Okay, so here we have the 9-5 on your own. So we've got 4 steps. So this is where we're going. Step 1, we're going to total our columns in step 1. In step 2, we're going to post all of our accounts to the ledgers. Then step 3, we're going to post the cash payments across the bottom, our bottom totals to the ledgers. And then step 4, we're going to fill in an accounts payable schedule. So let's total our columns for the 31st for the end of the month. Totals, and let's add up all of our columns. Start with the first one, 124 plus 1575 plus 64 plus 4815 plus 5718 plus 4764 plus 105. So $1,917.02 for the first column. Nothing for this column. So then our accounts payable debit column, 1640 plus 426, 2066. Discounts, 3280. Then the cash credit column, 124 plus 160720 plus 1575 plus 64 plus 426 plus 15402. 3950.22. Okay, so there is step 1. So now we'll go to the next step. This is what's going to take the longest here. And now we need to post all of these account transactions into the ledgers. So we'll start with utilities expense. So remember, just a reminder, this is cash payments journal, page 10. So when we use our posting reference, we're going to use CP for cash payments 10 for page 10. So CP 10. So let's find our utilities expense ledger. So utilities expense 124. All the way at the bottom. That's on the second. So CP, cash payments, page 10. And it was a debit for $124. So the previous balance is a debit. So we've got this new debit amount to add to that. So 948.59 plus 124 equals 1,072.59 for our new debit balance. 172.59. Got those backwards. 172.59. So then we have the account number that needs to go back up to the journal. 6140 for utility, or 6170 for utilities expense. So we'll put that back up here. So the posting reference up here is 6170. So now we have gray manufacturing. So let's find that one. Gray manufacturing. Here it is. Near the top. And that was from the 3rd. That was from Cash Payments Journal, CP, so page 10. And gray is getting the bill to gray manufacturing was paid for. Considered totally paid $16.40. We'll put in that debit balance of $16.40. They had a credit balance of $16.40, so now we're subtracting, so the balance is nothing. $16.40 minus $16.40, 0. Then the account number 220. Back on the journal. So it gets us down to purchases. So I do a purchases ledger. Here it is, about halfway down in that second group. The date on that one, the 9th, for $15.75 debit. Don't forget to put that CP10 there. So the previous balance before this transaction was $94,000 debit. Now we have some more debit. So we're going to add that additional debit onto the debit they already had. So $94,128.25 plus $15.75. $95,703.25 for the new debit balance. Then the account number 5110. We'll put that posting reference up here on the journal. They have credit card fee expense on the 12th. Here it is down towards the bottom, credit card fee expense. So we've got the 12th. Cash payments journal, page 10. That's a debit entry of $64. The previous balance was a debit entry, so we'll add to $481.15 plus $64. New debit amount, account balance for $545.15. Then the account number is 6115 to put back up on the journal. I've got Westland Supply, just here in this top group. That's on the 16th. CP10. Accounts payable debit of 426, so a debit of 426. So the account had a credit balance, so now I've got a debit entry, so we subtract this time. So 992 minus 426, 566. Then the account number 240 onto the journal. That gets us down to supplies for the office, 4815. Supplies office. Put the date in. CP10. Debit 4815. Had a debit balance already, so we'll add 31.84, 17 cents plus 48.15 gets to a new debit balance of 32 cents. Then the account number 1145 on the journal. We have supplies store. Also for the 31st, CP10, debit amount for those supplies, 5718. So add our previous debit balance of 4,180.18 plus our new debit entry of 5718. 42.37 and 36 cents. Then we have the account number of 1150. And I have a miscellaneous expense for 47.64. It's down here towards the bottom. First, CP10, debit entry 47.64. Add this to our previous debit balance, 24.89.87 cents plus 47.64, 25.37.61. Is our new debit balance, 25.37.61. And we have our account number, 6135. 6135 on the journal. And the last one for this part, cash shortened over $5. So just a little bit more than halfway down, cash shortened over 31st, CP10, $5. Our previous balance, $19.95 plus $5. Gets us to $21 for the new debit balance. Then the account number 6110 back onto the journal. As I've mentioned before, a good way double checking to make sure you didn't miss any lines is by having all of your posting references filled in for your general accounts. It's a good way to double check to make sure you didn't miss anything. Okay, so that was part 2. Now on to part 3. Okay, now we have our column totals we're going to post into the ledgers. So the general debit, these amounts are already posted, so we just did those in the previous step, so I'll put a check mark there. We don't have anything here at all to journalize, put a check mark there, or post. But we did these two for these specific accounts for Gray Manufacturing and Westland Supply. But we're also going to have a ledger for accounts payable that just shows all the accounts payables amounts in the accounts payable ledger. So we're going to have a ledger for that one. And it's the second one down from the top on our list of ledgers. So let's click on that. And it's already in there. There's nothing else for us to journalize there. But we are going to go ahead and put, there we go, accounts payable. I looked at the accounts receivable one, my bad. Accounts payable, 31 for the last day of the month, CP10. And this is a debit entry, so 2066 debit. 1066 debit. The previous balance was a credit, so we'll subtract. So 10,783 and 53 cents minus 2066 brings the credit balance down to 87,1753. And we have the account number 2110 that we're going to put at the bottom. Then we have our purchases discount, credit entry of 3280. So let's close this ledger. Click on the right one this time. Here we go, purchases discount. 31, CP10, and this is a credit entry of $32.80, $32.80. So the balance before that was a credit, so we'll add these two together. 621.48 plus 32.80, 654.28 for the new credit balance. Then we have our account number 5120. Then the last column, cash. And this is going to be a credit entry. So cash credit. So very top ledger, cash, 31st, CP10. credit entry $39.50 and 22 cents. So this is the money that was paid out during the month. So I started the month at $16,455.19. Paid out during the month $39.50.22. Gets the cash balance down to $12,504. And 97 cents. And then we just need to put the account number 1110 back up to the top. So now we've got all of the column totals posted in ledgers. All of the account transactions are posted in ledgers. So now we are ready to move on to step 4, our accounts payable schedule. So next step. So this is just going to be filling in the balances that are still out for these accounts. The amount that still needs to be paid to those accounts. So we'll get these amounts from the ledgers. So let's go to Coastal Company. So the balance for Coastal Company is $2230.88. Then we have Gray Manufacturing. Gray Manufacturing, their most current balance is 0. So I can put a 0 there. Then Pacific Supply, next one down, $4177.65. Oops, wrong box. 4177. Don't accidentally do that like I just did. Because I put that 0 in there when I pushed enter, it makes it go away. So don't make that mistake I just did and accidentally put it in the wrong box. So Westland Supply, $566. And the last one, Yeatman, $17.43. Now, all we need to do is add all those up. And the total amount of money that's still owed to the accounts payables, $87.17.53. And then that concludes the 9-5 work together.